plaintiff, Alyssa Moreno, became friends with the defendant after meeting in college, and she soon caught feelings for him. Alyssa claimed she thought the defendant had feelings for her, but she soon discovered he was bisexual, and now she thinks he was just using her. She's suing him for an iPhone and AirPods. Defendant Alfredo Torres says he did have feelings for Alyssa, but insists he was honest with her about his sexuality from the start. Alfredo claims the phone and AirPods were gifts, and he's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Okay, so basically, me and Fredo, we met in college. We had a class together. We got sat next to each other, and, we basically just started talking, and getting to know each other. And I feel like we clicked immediately because, he has a big personality. I'm very talkative. We don't shut up. So, we start hanging out more. We go to the coffee shop, we go have dinner. And I feel like naturally when you connect with somebody like that, you start creating feelings for that person, right? Right, so...
I don't know, not really. When I go to lunch with my staff and others, ladies who are in business or who are in the industry I'm in, no, you don't develop any feelings.
Well, I did catch...
Look at them just as I look at men who I fellowship with or whom I do business with. So we have to get away from that, right? You saying that he's going to tell me, no doubt, that you were only classmates, so I'm just giving his story before he gives it. All right, so okay, I got your story out. That's what you're going to tell her.
Pretty much.
That's what you're going to tell me.
Well, I mean, the only difference, though, is that, I feel like when I did start catching feelings for him, I was very honest with him, very transparent, and he reciprocated that energy.
Okay.
It's not like, oh, I like you. No, it was, I like you, and I'm going to act like I like you, and he acted like he liked me back.
Class, sex education.
It was actually English class.
Doing a whole lot of liking to be in college. I look at them just as I look at men who I fellowship with or whom I do business with. So we have to get away from that, right? He's going to tell me, no doubt, that you were only classmates, so I'm just giving his story before he gives it. All right.
Defendant Alfredo Torres is being sued by his former friend, who feels Alfredo led her on and used her.
Go ahead.
So, that's how we were. We're vibing, we're having a great time, okay? And then, I kind of start noticing that, he's not really taking me serious. He doesn't really want a relationship. And that's fine,
How could you tell?
Because we talked about it.
Oh, okay.
We talked about it. I was very open with him about my emotions, but, he wasn't taking me serious. So I found that kind of offensive, not gonna lie, but whatever. And, I started seeing him post on Instagram, posing, little shirtless moments. And, that was a little odd to me, but whatever, And then I go to, I'm leaving class.
Why do you say it was odd?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if he's not ready for a relationship and if he doesn't, want to do this and that, but he's going to be posting, seductively on Instagram, obviously he's asking for attention.
Wait, no, this...
Attention? That's all attention.
Yeah. Which is fine, but yeah.
Is it all right for him to have attention? Women like attention.
Right.
So why can't a man just like attention?
Right.
Women, that's where you got your Instagram models. That's what they come from. They want attention. So they fix themselves up and they take a picture and they hope that people look and like. So that's all. He's just trying to get him some likes. You got a diamond Bolex on.
A Bolex, exactly, a Bolex.
So he
hopefully he bought it himself.
People he want his attention. And if I hadn't busted him, nobody would have known. Right. You got a lot of folks buying copies, including rich athletes and entertainers. I'm not one of them, but they are. So when y'all see all them diamonds and all, much of that is copied, particularly the watches. So go right ahead and tell me you have a problem with him getting attention.
Yeah.
All right.
So then, that's when I started noticing little things like that. And then I leave class and I go to the coffee shop. And as I'm walking past the coffee shop and I go in, I see Fredo sitting next to my guy best friend.
Fredo?
That's his nickname.
Oh, okay. Alfredo.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
called him Fredo. It throws me back to the Godfather
sorry.
movie where Fredo was the weak link in the family. Right. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was walking past the coffee shop, and I walk in, and I see him with my guy best friend, and they're like holding hands, you know, and being affectionate. And that's like a little weird because I thought that that's what we were on, first of all, first and foremost. Secondly, he could have just communicated, but thirdly, my best friend.
Yeah, that's foul.
Right.
Let me get background from him now.
Honestly, sir, this is all just crazy to me because when I first met Alyssa, I mean, I expressed to you, I'm a young man, I'm 23, I'm living my life, and I understand that, you know, I did kind of lead you on, I'll admit. However, like you said, we were open to each other.
Talk to me, sir.
We both,
what
of course,
happened.
sorry about
Still
that.
hear
We
you.
both expressed to each other, you know, I'm 23, I'm young, I'm free, I want to live my life. However, if you feel like you want to be a part of this where I'm still living my life and we can still, you know, mingle and hang out on the side, if you know what I mean, then that's up to you. However,
That
I feel
sounds
like,
exactly like what you said, ma'am.
You know, and
unfortunately,
unfortunately,
being honest with you. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, with all due respect, I think she caught feelings more than I did. She's a beautiful young woman. Look at her now. However, my human anatomy just didn't allow me to be sexually attracted to her in the way that I feel like she was with
your
me.
human anatomy.
Yeah, because
Are you gay? And maybe?
I'm bisexual, so I would say that in that moment,
wouldn't she fit in?
right? But in that moment, I was still curious and confused, and I had expressed to her, I'm still, you know, questioning my sexuality. I'm not really, you know, but with her, it's just because she's so fun and vibrant and different. I was, like I said, confused. Honestly, Judge Mathis, when we were hanging out, I didn't know what I was thinking. I was like, do I like this girl or not? So when she bought me the iPhone, honestly, I kind of started to like sugar mama it. I was like, you know what? She's buying me an iPhone and AirPods. Let's just see how long we keep this going. I'm gonna be real with you. And then I started to lose feelings as far as like the actual attraction and stuff like that towards the end. And then that's when we had met her best friend, her gay best friend. And honestly, he's cute. He's chill. He's laid back. He's exactly kind of what I like in a man, just like her as far as a woman, you know? So it was very, very difficult, Your Honor. Then we started to talk, me and her best friend on the side.
He was the only man left in the town.
No,
What town
honestly, you're right.
What town you live in?
We live in Fresno.
Yeah.
You had to pick her best friend.
And he went to the same coffee shop, too. The same coffee shop. Mm-hmm.
We
Go
sure
ahead.
did,
They
sir.
have a shortage of men. Give them a pass. They obviously do. Go ahead.
We sure did start hanging out on the side, me and her best friend, and then like she just stated, one day after class, I had let him know, like, you know, I kind of want to have a talk about getting more serious with him. And we met at that coffee shop that she's talking about, and that's when she seen me, and honestly, like,
Did you know she attended that coffee shop regularly?
Yeah, it's on our
horrible.
campus. It's
Go
on our college
ahead.
campus.
You're gonna bring her.
Defendant Alfredo Torres is being sued by his former friend, who feels Alfredo led her on and used her.
Go ahead.
And then, honestly, when she caught us at the coffee shop, she flipped out, and our friendship got really, really rocky after.
Duh.
I know, but like I said, we were honest with each other. Alyssa, like I had stated to her, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not looking to get married.
Sir, you don't think that was foul? You know she's likely to be there. Was that something to anger her? You shouldn't have been because you had no feelings.
Right.
Or is that just you that foul of a person?
I don't think I'm that foul of a person. I believe I just maybe made a mistake and didn't realize that it hurt her in that moment. But you're right, that is foul, but I didn't think it would hurt you that much.
At least you're saying it's a mistake.
A mistake that a 23-year-old young man can learn from.
All right, at least you're saying it's a mistake. People are to be forgiven if they admit they did it and that they regret it.
Right, and that's fine. Like, he can have, you know, his moment to make his mistakes, to learn, to figure himself out, but, like, not on my time.
Not on your
And
phone.
not on my dime neither, okay?
And not
I
on
didn't
your
ask
phone.
you to buy me all that. You should have. When you bought that iPhone.
You literally said.
Alyssa, when you bought that iPhone,
literally
you
said
paid it in
buy
cash.
it in December.
But you paid it
me
in
back
cash.
in February.
Okay, Your Honor, she bought an iPhone in cash and expected me to give it back. You buy me an iPhone in cash, like as a gift.
Tell you she was loaning
It was
the
not a
money?
gift.
No,
it was
she-
an agreement.
But where's the agreement?
Ma'am, there was an agreement?
There was an agreement.
Where?
Do you have
the
any
agreement
evidence
was
of
back in
that?
December, I bought that iPhone.
What page do you have evidence of that it was an agreement? Not evidence that it was purchased. We know that. We need evidence that it was an agreement that he would repay you because he has been honest with everything thus far by your admission.
It was
So why would he turn bad now?
It was a verbal agreement that I bought it for him in December,
Gotta do better
and
than
he
that.
said
What's
that
your counterclaim for?
Honestly, I'm here today because I'm very emotionally distressed. I feel like
I feel like you should have been suing for.
I feel like
walking in there with your best friend. Go ahead.
Honestly, I feel like our relationship has gotten to a point where, like, when I see you, honestly, I want to get emotional. Like, I can't deal with us fighting back and forth.
You say when
like,
you see her, you get emotional.
I do, and the thing is...
All right, well, go out in the hall and cry. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted. I believe you now that he's starting to run game on me. I want to cry right now. I'm getting emotional when I look at you. And that.
I mean, it is what it is. So we live in the same city. You know, I'm not really tripping off you.
There you go.
And you don't come crying?
Yeah.
How are you crying?
I'm crying just how our relationship was.
Yeah, okay.